पंजाब टेलीविजन देख रहे सारे ही दर्शकों को बहुत प्यार भरी सत श्री अकाल, नमस्कार, गुड आफ्टरनून। मैं हाँ तुहाडा अपना मनन गुप्ता। जी हाँ, तुसीं जुड़ चुके हो रोड टुडे 360 शो के नाल। एक एक्सक्लूसिव शो है प्रेजेंटेड बाय रोड टुडे मीडिया ग्रुप फॉर पंजाब टेलीविजन। इस शो के विच गलबात होंदी है ट्रकिंग, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन, ट्रांजिट, ट्रैफिक, ऑटोमोटिव, किसी भी इस तरह की चीज़ जिहदा संबंध सड़कों के नाल है, वो असीं गलबात करते हैं इस शो के विच। और तुसीं इस शो नूं बड़ा पसंद करते हो, तुहाडी वडमुल्ली फीडबैक सानूं आंदी रहिंदी है रेगूलरली, उहदे लई बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। कोशिश साडी आही हुंदी है कि तुहाडे तक वो जानकारी लैके आई जाए जिहदा तुसीं अपनी रोज़मर्रा की जिंदगी दे विच, अपनी प्रोफैशनल करियर दे विच तुसीं उहनूं इस्तेमाल करो। सो उसी लड़ी दे विच साडे नाल जिहड़े अज दे गैस्ट जुड़े ने, तुसीं इन जिहड़े गैस्ट ने तुसीं इन्हां दी संस्था बारे जरूर सुनिया होएगा, क्योंकि आई एम प्रीटी श्योर तुहाडे घर दे विच कोई ना कोई शख्स, कोई ना कोई ऐसा इंसान जरूर है जिन्हां ने इस संस्था तो ट्रेनिंग लई है या इस संस्था तो ट्रेन किए हुए ट्रेनर्स तो अगे ट्रेनिंग ली है। सो मेरी मुराद है ओंटारियो सेफ्टी लीग। जी हाँ, OSL ओंटारियो सेफ्टी लीग एक ऐसी संस्था जो कि पिछले तकरीबन 105 सालों तो 105 ईयर्स तो कैनेडा दे विच और खास करके ओंटारियो दे विच सेफ्टी एजुकेशन, सेफ्टी की जी कमिटमेंट है वो निभा रही है। और मेरी आई एम वेरी प्लीज टू वेलकम the President and CEO of Ontario Safety League, none other than Brian Patterson. Brian, welcome to Road Today 360.
It's a real pleasure to be here and talk to your audience because they're a big part of the transportation sector across Canada, but very much in Southern Ontario.
Absolutely, and that is why I mentioned in my opening remarks that everybody, most of our viewers, listeners, they know about Ontario Safety League, but let us talk about those hidden facts which people might not know. You know, how does it work and how did it started? So I know you have been the president of OSL for a long time, but this organization, Ontario Safety League, was formed way back in 1913.
Yeah, it really is a grassroots safety organization. It was a group of community leaders who felt that safety with the emergence of the car was going to be an issue. And throughout its 100-year history, it has focused on all areas of safety, particularly with young people. And of course, transportation safety has been a big part of what we've done both across the country in setting up partners, but also in Ontario itself.
Very good. And sometimes, you know, people get confused that this is a government organization, this is a government body, but they might be surprised to hear that the government has no major role in running this organization. This is a group of dedicated business organizations and community leaders, those who are running the show.
Very much so. The Ontario Safety League has been a charity since its inception. In fact, it predates the Ministry of Transportation in Ontario.
Really?
And many organizations started as part of the Ontario Safety League, like industrial accident prevention organizations across the country.
Right.
And of course, kid safety and Elmer the Safety Elephant is a big part of what we continue to do.
Right. So the mandate of Ontario Safety League is safety through education, right? That education is through training, is through courses, is through advocacy, is through your involvement. So what is the major share what OSL does? You know, like, is it course provider? Is it being a trainer? What is that?
On the our public advocacy side is probably the largest part that the public sees, but we are key partners of the Ministry of Transportation and the delivery of safety programs. As I said, most graduates of a driving school when they come to Canada have been trained by Ontario Safety League certified driving instructors. And on the commercial side, your trucking viewers will know us for fleet driver training, specialized training. We're probably as familiar with walking a schoolyard as we are walking a trucking yard.
Very true, very true. So मैं ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਕ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲਈ ਦੱਸ ਦਵਾਂ ਕਿ Ontario Safety League ਵੱਲੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵੀ ਟ੍ਰੇਨਿੰਗ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਾਈਡ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ, that is very well recognized, very well accepted as an industry standard. ਚਾਹੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਟਰੱਕ ਚਲਾਉਣਾ ਸਿੱਖਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ, ਤੁਸੀਂ 에ਅਰ ਬ੍ਰੇਕਸ ਦੀ ਟ੍ਰੇਨਿੰਗ ਲੈਣੀ ਹੈ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਕੂਲ ਬੱਸ ਦਾ ਡਰਾਈਵਰ ਬਣਨਾ ਹੈ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਾਮ G ਲਾਇਸੈਂਸ ਲੈਣਾ ਹੈ, ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਟ੍ਰੇਨਿੰਗ ਇਸ਼ੂ ਹੈ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਸਰਟੀਫਾਈਡ ਕੋਰਸਿਸ ਨੇ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਸਰਟੀਫਾਈਡ ਸਟਾਫ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਟ੍ਰੇਨ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ। ਐਂਡ that is why they have been running this educational component of the organization since 1913 सो यू कैन वेल इमेजिन कि 105 साल पुरानी ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸੰਸਥਾ ਹੈ ਉਹਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਰੂਪਰੇਖਾ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਫੈਲਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੋ ਬ੍ਰਾਇਨ you mentioned about public advocacy I often see and I'm pretty sure that whenever there is a public safety announcement either by attorney general or MTO or any other like-minded ministry you are a part of that announcement no announcement is incomplete or complete without and comments by Ontario Safety League. So how do you see that recognition from the industry?
I really think that's part of where we've positioned ourselves as a fair and honest advocate for safety.
Non-partisan.
So non-partisan, so it's never mattered who the government was.
Right.
And in fact, there are times when we've told the government we don't support their plan.
Really? Okay.
And they've either changed it,
okay,
or I like to think changed it later when they came to it. The long combination vehicle was an excellent example.
Okay.
We felt there were safety standards needed to be added.
Okay.
We proposed them to the ministry, and the industry agreed.
Right.
Although initially we thought it would be a larger fight, but I think they felt that if it was important to the Safety League, we're fair enough in our relationships that they were prepared to go along with it.
Very good. So you mentioned about LCVs, the longer combination vehicles. I know recently the Ministry of Transportation made some major changes after they ran their pilot projects for so many years. So Ontario Safety League was a big player in those changes?
Oh, right from the outset, they wanted the Safety League to review standards. We looked at the standards, the training, the issues that were really brought through municipalities, what's happening in the process. But at the end of the day, we're very happy with the partnership. As a number of your viewers will know, there have been no significant accidents,
sure,
collisions, or issues in over the entire period of the project. So I have to say we probably may have set the bar a little too high for some, but we certainly set it at the safety level for all.
That is very important, setting the bar high and then making sure that there is no untoward incident, blocking highways, causing collisions. So definitely Ontario Safety League एक बहुत ही म्यारी संस्था है 1913 तो Ontario और Canada ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ सर्विसेज निभा रही है और public advocacy is one of their major face of the organization. And I know Brian, I have myself been involved in a lot of community awareness or community related initiatives. One of them was Operation Red Nose.
Yep.
I know Ontario Safety League was the Ontario lead agency making it happen in Ontario. So maybe you could throw some light. I know it runs in the GTA or in Ontario during the winter holiday season, but maybe there's no harm in letting
we really felt there needed to be an opportunity to promote better practices.
Right.
And for 10 years we led that project in Ontario, and it became doubled in size while we managed it, and it's still available in a number of communities. What we found was what we really needed to promote was more of a year-round project. And today, with the increased availability for Uber, for example, that resolved a problem where in some communities there were no taxis after midnight, or it was difficult to get a taxi after midnight. And we've worked very closely with the police and enforcement, in fact, to increase the penalties, because we really believe that right now we're dealing with the hardcore refuse to partake in the solution.
Right.
And from our perspective, then the penalty is what you're going to have to live with.
Very true. I'm glad you mentioned about Uber, because my recent interaction with you was at the Uber office in Mississauga, because they expanded their operations and they have launched their new office in Mississauga. So how do you see these kind of technological disruptors, disruptive innovators making a dent in the market?
I think there are solutions. I think Uber's faced some real challenges, and I think we are in that transition. Traditional taxi-controlled livery services are gone to a large extent. An awful lot of people who had their money tied up in licenses have been injured in the process, but that's really a business model. I think Uber's got to make some changes on the safety side, and I think they're likely to do that. They want to continue to be an active player in the marketplace, and their model is going to be a bit disrupted too, but I think for everyone's benefit.
Very true. Spring is already here, and we'll see a lot of activities from kids, from families, from schools, education institutions. How does Ontario Safety League protects families and kids from injuries and protecting the little ones?
We do an awful lot of general messaging around car seats and those related issues. But I have to tell you, in the last year, the most enjoyable part of my job was finding 750 recipients for new bike helmets. And the look on the face of young kids who would not have had that opportunity otherwise.
Wow.
It'll get them out on a bike safely. In a lot of cases, there's a bike at the house, but no bike helmet.
Right.
And we want to make sure that every kid, as they say, has a lid on when they're out riding.
Very true. Very well said. Every kid needs to have a lid, and definitely I'll encourage our viewers, especially parents and caregivers, please make sure, especially now with the weather getting better and better, you should ensure that your kids are using those safety helmets. Kids should be using running the bikes, but definitely with lid on, with the helmet on. So, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ program Road Today 360, and we have amongst us Brian Patterson, President and CEO of Ontario Safety League. We'll be back after a very, very short break. Stay tuned with Punjab Television.